Hello. Let me post, as usual, posting this on the social media. It's Friday, that's great news. Okay, I'll try to have my microphone closer this time, because apparently last time it wasn't that close. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Testing the microphone. Okay. Cool. As usual, when you want to start with what is called, the Red versus Blue by Fred Jen, the chill game. As always, playing as a blue team. How are you guys doing? You're doing great. This is a great day. The weekend is approaching, so we can chill for a bit, learn some new stuff about cybersecurity. Okay, let's do this. Asset inventory, Steam, and firewall. Usual stuff. Usual start in usual SOC. Okay, what to do now? Perhaps the endpoint security, which I really like early. A second, fixing my microphone. Should Perhaps it's better now. Okay, so more endpoint security. Need to fix the stand because it's not good. It is not good indeed. Let's try this. Again, endpoint security for the win. So yeah, this was a good week for me. Learned some new stuff, did some great job at the work. Yeah, so how about you guys? God damn it, the fucking stand is not, it's fucking cheap stand, which is not fucking good. Let me fix it one more time. Oh, this is going to be a great video. Great and very professional indeed. Okay. Okie dokie. So I am fine with the endpoint security for now. Let's do the ACS vendor certification, and I like the vulnerability mapping better than the vulnerability assessment. If I'm so good. I guess we can deploy some more endpoint security, and then we can do some segmentation of the network. This is it, and we can do some mitigation, and we will receive the bonus of the 10,000 USD. This is it. Oh god, here we go. We got something. I will wait a turn because I don't want to fail my segmentation. Now we can activate the incident response, do some more patching in this purple zone. Yeah, I activated incident response indeed. Clean asset, gather forensics, perform some threat hunting. I guess we need some physical security as well. I will do some more threat hunting. When you have activated the incident response mode, you are not able to perform any other actions. Well, you can also hire the staff and request the budget. So I will just do that. So request the budget, deactivate the incident response team, and perform some threat hunting. Okie dokie. So now I want this policies and procedures because it opens some cool stuff. For example, enforce strong passwords, encryption of network traffic, security awareness, and so on and so forth. Guess we can go with the VPN. Now we can encrypt network traffic and enforce strong passwords. Oh, something is compromised again. So let's focus on mitigating this stuff. Let's wait a turn. Let's be chill about the activation of the incident response. I have learned that you can fail the actions that are currently being undertaken when you activate the incident response. So I guess we have some time to mitigate some more stuff. Yeah. This looks alright. Great. So now we can clean the asset, gather forensics, pen for some threat hunting, I guess. More threat hunting. Asset is clean. Let's deactivate the incident response. In meantime, we can perform some more threat hunting. And the turn. Now we can go with the vulnerability assessment, I guess. Yeah. So let's go with the vulnerability assessment and the system backups. Great. Now certification. Okie dokie. Let's wait. Oh, god damn it. This is terrible. Did we lose? Let's activate the incident response. Yeah. We lost indeed. So that's unfortunate. Sometimes you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But we were doing fine. Almost everything was detected. I guess I was a little bit slow on this one maybe. But who knows. Sometimes this is what you get. Okay, let me power up my machine. Let me fire up my text editor. Let's talk about it. what we are going to do today with the Sigma rules. Of course, I'm doing some more Sigma because I'm really into it lately. So let's first of all let's gather some inspiration for our rule. Let's talk about the well, I already know what I want, but I want to show you some more information that you can gather about the particular technique or tactic referring to the MITRE attack here when you are about to develop your rules, whether it's Sigma rule or any other backend language. Maybe it's not the language but engine, right? So we will be focusing on the clipboard data now, which will be a little detection. I would consider it very low priority because it can produce a lot of false positives, right? We can read in the detection section that it's a legitimate function of an application on operating system. If an organization chooses to monitor for this behavior, then the data will likely need to be correlated against other suspicious or non-user driven activity, which is really correct. And yeah, I would, in the bigger picture, I would use this detection with other detection and stuff like that. Perhaps use this detection only for the reporting purposes, or maybe use on this detection only on the server machines, right? Which usually don't see much action of using the clipboard data. However, we'll be using the specific binary specific tool, which is called xclip. We can learn some more stuff about it. Bits from standard input. So yeah, we can use this tool to perform the you can copy the entire clipboard and save it to the file, which is what we are going to do. So let's now quickly create the audit D rule, which we will use as a basis for our monitoring. So let's become a root quickly. Great. I am going to write a quick easy rule which is going to monitor exe-CVE calls. So basically the execution of every binary in the system. I don't like it. Let's do it again because I have forgotten to add the key, which will be command in this case. Great. So we have our detection, our monitoring, our auditing of the system sorted out. So now we can actually perform the action which we are going to focusing on or detecting, right? So let's fire up the internet browser, the Google machine, if you will. Not now. Let's Google something quickly. For example, Linux. It's Polish. Some Polish websites here, so don't mind that. Let's get something. Let's get something in English, I guess. Yeah. Little Tux here. It's the cool guy. Okay, so let's copy something. Let's copy something. It doesn't really matter. Let's copy this paragraph. Control C, and we should have it in our clipboard, right? And now we can invoke our command, which will be xclip with the selection flag, and we will give it the clipboard argument. We specify the output, and the output will be to the output.txt. So the output is created. Let's actually view it. And here it is. So basically we have taken the information that was stored in the clipboard and we have outputted it to the file. I guess this particular action won't be that often performed on the servers. I don't know if maybe in the workstation with the usage of this tool, which also needs to be installed, by the way. So you do this sudo apt install xclip, right? I have already installed it, so it's fine on my end. So we are going to monitor for this action, which is a little something you can monitor for. It won't be that resilient because, well, I'm not aware of all the usage of the xclip, but we will be looking for something like this. Let's actually look at the audit logs that we have managed to get right. So I have been, so we can see something here, something here. Yeah. Let's remove the grep from the output. So yeah, those are our two last commands we have run. So you can see with the audit D, there's a slight issue because you are not seeing the stuff about after the redirection. After the redirection, you are not able to see the rest of the command. Well, actually, let's grep for this timestamp unique ID in our audit cd log audit. Yeah, let's look for this. This is interesting. Did I broke it or something? do it this way. Oh, this is interesting. You can see how verbose is ODD. Let's go back to our command actually. Let's do not go this rabbit hole. So we are focusing on this. So we have not this one, but well, what is the command? I missed it. Right? Yeah, this for example, right? And this for example. Okay, so we are focusing on this. So you can see the fields that we are interested in, which are A0, A1, A2 and A3. So we are going to using that. So I guess we could only write the detection of for the usage of this binary, which would make the rule much general. But if the rule is much general, more generic, it is prompt to many false positives. Something you tend to tune within your environment in your organization. However, if the rule is too specific, you tend to miss some true positives. So you need to balance those stuff. But I guess for our usage for the Sigma repository, we'll be focusing on the specific scenario in which the bad guy is using the Xclip tool to get the clipboard data. So this is how are we going to approach the stuff. So let's use the encoder just for the sake of quick reference, quick check if the rule is correctly written, right? I recommend this. Well, you can also use your own VS Code and stuff like that, and then use some not third party, but the Sigma converter in the command line. Alright, so let's start. So we start with the title. Title will be Clipboard collection with Xclip tool. We'll have to give it ID, we'll generate it later. And some description. So it detects attempts to collect data stored in the clipboard from users with the usage of Xclip tool. Xclip has to be installed. Right, and I want to include one more sentence that I have used it in the past, but I don't remember how I written it. So let me just quickly copy it from the official GitHub. Yeah, highly recommend using rule on servers due to high usage of. Yeah, this is the money shot right here. And now let's change it to of Clipboard utilities on user workstations. This is looking good. Now we specify the author, which in this case will be myself. We put the status as experimental as always. Date. Today is 24th. References. We need some references, guys. Right. So let's grab the technique. That's good. And we can also grab the man pages for the Xclip from the internet. That's good. I got something else that I have saved before. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, how to copy command output to Linux clipboard directly. Some stuff about the Xclip command, how to use it with some examples, how to redirect the output. Okay, that's cool. Let's actually check this, because I'm interested how it works. Let's open a new. Yeah. Okay, so you can use it also to copy the output of the command right to your clipboard, which is cool. So we can include that as well. Now we have the most important, which is the log source. The product is Linux. The service is audit-d. Now we go with the detection. I will call it Xclip. There are some stuff that we need to include. Firstly, we need the type, which is exe-cve, so we can copy it. Right, something like this. Then we need the A0 field, which in our case, this is the Xclip. That's looking good. A1, which is something like that. I'm going to put it in the quotation because of this character. A2 was the clipboard, if I'm not mistaken, right? And the last one, A3, should be something like this. Yeah. Now we specify the condition, which is basically this, right? Is it working correctly? Yes, it appears to be working. So we have managed to generate the the search in the Elastic query, you can see the escape character here and here. That's why I put the single quotation. So appears to be good. Yeah, like I told you before, we actually could do something like this, right? To monitor the usage, every single usage of the xclip command, which could generate many false positives. For example, in the case when you are, I don't know, just copying the output of the date command to your clipboard, something like that. So let's just bring back our detection, how it was. Yeah. Let's test it. Yes, it's working. So we are not finished yet, guys. We still need some more stuff. So this is working. Well, we need some more stuff so the rule can be implemented to the GitHub repository. You do not really need to write some more stuff. You could also exclude the ID from your rules, and the description, I don't know, I'm not sure. Maybe references and date are not necessary, but it is always good practice to include those stuff, so you know, so the other engineers and analysts will know what the rule is actually doing, right? So this is always good to know and to include those stuff. So we need to specify some tags. So we specify the tag collection and what was it? 11115, right? Is it something like this? Yeah. Yeah, should be working. Should be working, no problems. Alrighty, and what else do we need? We need false positives, which in this case is legitimate usage of xclip tools. And like I told you at the very beginning, I would consider it to be low alarm, right? Low findings. Perhaps just as a report on some weekly basis or something like that. So this is how it would look like. So we have provided the title, the description. Always remember to have a short title. I do not remember exactly, but I think it's about 250 characters you can have in your title. Of course, you can have more in your description. Specify the author to make sure that you take credit for your work, or to make sure that you have someone to blame for for but logic, for but rule, right? So yeah, that's a joke. Include the date. Always increment the date when you update the rule. Get as much references as possible. Specify the log source so the conversion would work correctly. Detection sections, which is really the heart of the Sigma rule. We specify the segment, or whatever you can call it, segment section xclip, and within this section we specify a couple of objects which needs to be which we'll be looking for basically, right? So we'll be looking for the type of exe CVE. A0 would have to include the xclip, and those are all connected by the end operator. So it needs to have the type of exe CVE, and A0 has to be xclip, and A1 has to have the selection, and A2 has to have clipboard, and so on. If you want to have the OR operator, you would write the list, which is written like that. You specify the object, which is list, tags in this case, and you specify the variables with the dash. So yeah, something like this. Then we specify the tags, which are really helpful because you can use them to map it to whatever you want in your environment. Then false positives, and then the level. Keep in mind that you can change the order of those fields, but just keep it consistent throughout your rules and logical. I guess we could move the level up here, like under the description or something like that, but well, you can also always check the GitHub page, the GitHub repository, check the rule and see how it is structured. So the level is at the bottom. So yeah, it seems like we have the tags are actually up there. So yeah, I guess there is no single good way. Just make it consistent throughout your rules within your environment. So this is it. This is how would you written something in the Sigma. The little rule, the little detection. Yeah, and yeah, it's like I said at the beginning, it's very specific. It looks for this exact action, and the way to make it more general would be to monitor the usage of the xclip or to include more scenarios. And how I would go about including more scenarios, I would do something like this. I would create a new sections which would say xclip. I don't know what's the next thing we can actually do with the xclip. just pick whatever, something like this. I don't know if it's or silent. So it would be something like this, silent, and I would specify all my stuff here, right? And then I would include the new section in the condition, something like that. So yeah, and you would have two scenarios basically, right? We could also because this part will be common for each scenario, we could also take it out to its own section, right? We could do something like that, and so on and so forth. So you can play it. Let me go back to our standard. Look how it looks. Yeah, let's check it again if it works. Should be working. Or we broke something in meantime. Oh, it looks fine, so I'm not sure why it's not converting. Or they have some issues, or there is like so we got the error on the website 500, which is always not good. Perhaps we maybe performed this too many times, so we maybe need to wait a little bit. So let's wait a little bit. Let's try one more time. No, we cannot do this because I want to translate it to the Azure Sentinel, and then we can go to the Sentinel and perform some stuff over there, right? In the meantime, I will check. It's kind of hard to hear. Also, you are. Shit, I was trying to. Well, let me increase the output maybe. Should be fine. 1, 2, 3. So the guy asked, has there been any past abuse of this by any APT? We can check it on the MITRE attack page, right? That the APT has been indeed using the clipboard to perform some bad stuff. I'm not sure whether they have been using the xclip command especially, we could dig some more stuff and look at the references, right? Let's actually perform. Oh. So the APT has been using this technique, but I'm not going to confirm or deny the usage of the Xclip. It just happened that I happened to find the command and yeah, to write the detection for it. Let's actually check the red team atomic, whether there is the test for it. Clip. Oh, we need to choose the getting started and then tests for Linux. Are you here? The Vidura Supun? I think I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but yeah. Clipboard. No, there is no test for it. So this is little one scenario, little one test case, use case, right? For this technique, which is being used, but yeah, I am not able to confirm whether exactly this command has been used by any APT. I guess we could check some references here, some reports from the right. I guess it will be related to some kind of malware. So yeah, APT, one more time, APTs have been using this technique, but not sure if the Xclip command especially, right? So I guess the better solution for this would be to write the detection for your environment regarding what tools you have in your company, right? And write detection for those tools. If your Linux machines in the company doesn't have the Xclip installed because it's not installed by default, you shouldn't actually write the detection for it, right? So write detection for the tool that your environment has included. Well, you can also argue that someone could install the tool, right? But in this case, you always write the detection for the unauthorized install in your environment. So this is how I would go about stuff like that. So yeah, to answer this was a little bit long answer to your question, but yeah, APT has been using this technique, but I'm not sure whether they were using the Xclip command to abuse that. I can see that in the Windows they were using the Windows API, which will be better to monitor for than monitoring the usage of the command in the Linux. Let's try converting the logic. Let's give it some more time, because it's thinking, and I think this is looking alright. Yeah. Oh god. This is... what is going on here? It looks good. Everything looks fine. Author status, date, references, log sources here. Detection section is... oh, right. Oh guys, this is our issue. Okay. So I haven't noticed that I have left some stuff there, but now we can translate to the Sentinel. Right, and now we can open the Azure Sentinel portal. Let me close this stuff. Let me access my Sentinel. Oh god, this is looking good. So we have this logic, right? But it is not going to work out of the box, unfortunately. I'm sorry for the issues. Let me actually do something like this. Yeah, it's better. So let's take this logic and let's paste. Okay, so let's take this logic and let's paste it. Keep in mind that we haven't specified any configuration, because in the corporal environment you would use the command line converter, which was Sigma Tools. It is called Pi Sigma right now, if I remember correctly. And you can specify the configuration, how the Sigma Tools will convert your logic, how it will map different fields to different fields. Right, we can actually perform those stuff later, in the later streams. Perhaps in the future, because I haven't played with it yet, but I will. So we have been using this online converter, which doesn't have this specified configuration for us, because we have this logic, right? If you try to execute it, it fails because it doesn't have those columns specified. Instead, we need to correct this, which is fine, because it's not a big deal. We are skilled with the KQL and we can manage to do this. So there is a field with the syslog in the Azure Sentinel, which is called syslog message. We are not able to use the equal because, well, let's actually try. We need to This is not going to work well. So we need to use the contains argument, right? Something like this. The contains operator, not the argument. Contains operator is not that okay. It's not that great because it is heavy search, but it is the case with the syslog message because you would need to parse it or to use the contains or to use the regex and stuff like that. So it is really not that easy to work with the syslog. Okay, so we got our detection. And it is looking great. So I guess we can't, yeah. So we just did some basic changes to our logic, right? We change each field with the syslog message column, because if we look at the event, we have the syslog message, which contains the entire message, right, with the fields that we are interested in. So we actually look in the syslog message. We just changed the fields to the syslog message and we got the working detection already. And now it's the only thing that is left. It would be to better the performance of the search, make it more readable, give it some more comments and stuff like that. Perhaps to extract the user who performed the action and stuff like that. So we would actually put the time which we are interested in. Let's put the 1 hour, which make this search much faster, right? Because if you reduce the time that the sentinel has to go through, it will be faster, which is basic logic, right? Next, we can also specify that we are going to look only for the audit logs, right? Which is also easy filter, something like that. Yeah, and it should increase the performance because we limited the amount of the logs that audit has, not the audit but the sentinel has to look through. So yeah, now it looks better. So actually we could leave it at that, but I would also to extract the user who performed the action, so the we could correlate, the sentinel could correlate this alert with different alerts in our environment. So let me actually open the new tab, and I will copy the logic that I have already prepared and written for the extraction, and we'll look at it and quickly look through it. We could also do something like that, right? We could specify the variable time frame, which would be 1 hour. Put the time frame here. Make it more pro, let's call it, right? Okay, let's actually do some more stuff to this. We will make it faster, I hope so, we'll give it one. Okay, so let's not go ahead. So we have this quick search. Which is focusing on the XSCVE event, which includes the information about where the action was performed. I mean, on what node and what command was executed, what arguments of the commands or of the command were. So it also includes this information, which is the unique timestamp and ID, which is shared with the every event related to this action. So let me actually show you. We'll perform the almost the exact same search, but we actually will search for this event ID, right? So we have 6 events which are really related to this one action, which was us not creating, but copying the content of the clipboard to the file. So we got some different events. Path relates to what file was accessed. Yeah, we have that the xclip file was accessed. Let's look at the second path. Yeah, some libraries were accessed as well. I think this is the usual binary. So library, I mean. We have the proc title, which is really interesting because it contains the hex encoded information about the executed command. So let's take a look at it. I have copied the hex encoded value, put it to the cyberchef. So we got the information about the performed command, but it's not helpful for us. Some different events here. So CWD is related to information from where the command action was executed, right? But what we are interested in is Cisco, which has the information about who performed the action. You can also see about the PIDs, PPIDs, so that means the parent PID, but we are interested in the UID, right? So we know that the root performed this action because it has UID 0, and what command was executed as well, and our key here. So we could also enrich the audit-d logs so it will be translated to the username, but let's not do too much today. We'll just try to extract the username. So what we need to do is actually to get 2 events, right? Which is XSCVE and the Cisco. We need to combine them based on the unique timestamp ID and then extract the username. So let's go about it. Let's make it here, and let's save this up here for the reference. So we are looking at the time frame of 1 hour, which is fine. I guess we can reduce it later, but let's save it for the 1 hour so we got the event for our reference. We would need to increase it if we take too much time. So the process name is fine. So then we are looking for the syslog message that contains type Cisco. Right. And then let's also look for the A0. Let's actually it is, I do believe, something like this. Let's check it. If it works, not really, so perhaps this is not needed. Not really. Let me see. Alright, because we are not... Alright, because we are looking at the Cisco now, so... yeah. So it would be better to write better audit D rule, but I guess we can work with it. So let's actually look for the exe CVE. Write something like this. Should be better. Yeah. So we got that. Now we need to extract our timestamp. So we will extend, so that means create new column. I will call it timestamp ID, and we extract, and I will just paste it the logic I have written E4. So we have extracted our timestamp. I guess we could do something like this too. Yeah, it is better now. Yeah, that's cool. And now we can correlate another event, which is the Cisco event, right? So let's actually call it let not here but down here, initial event. That's cool. That's good. Or for example, something like that. And now we are looking for the syscall event. We look for the syslog. We specify the same time frame and same process name. It's working. Right. We also need the timestamp again. So we have the syscall event, join kind, inner, ini. We are joining the two tables on the timestamp ID. Yep. But we all only need syscall event. Okay, not like that. I need to do it. Oh, sorry about it. Here. Something like this. So now we can also extract the user from the syscall event, which would look like this. I have previously written this. And yeah. Let's look what is. We have done it a little bit wrong, I guess. We should start with the syscall event, but you get the idea, I think. So we have managed to correlate, because we have two actions here, basically, right? So we can limit the amount of the information that is projected with event time, timestamp ID, computer, and the syslog message. That's what I like. We would also include the user, but we would need to extract it from the syslog message, from the Cisco. But we should start with the Cisco here, but we are not able to because our audit D rule is not optimal to do that, because we would need to write a specific audit D rule and give it a nice key. Well, I guess we could extract it now, right? Let's think about it for a second. What is going to happen if I extract the user now? Yeah, it's not working. Okay. I guess we could. Can we do the extraction here? Can do something like this, but I don't really like it. Let's check if it works. No. Right. I guess I can fix it off screen. You get the idea. So let's actually exclude. I guess, yeah. Well, maybe let's do it properly. Let's change it. So we swapped the order. We start with the Cisco event, we look for the xscript command. Let's see. Sorry for this. Wondering why the user is not being extracted. Is it because of the 0 here? Let's check it with the eye. Something like this. No. Alright. We drop this. Yeah, this looks better. That's good. So yeah, we could change the ODD configuration to translate it to the username, but let's not do it. this is good. And now we specify the user. Yeah, that's great. Yes, that's nice. So we extracted the user. We could also include some more checks at the end. Right. Let's look at what we got. It's 1 hour. So we can make it much better readable. So we don't really need the Cisco event anymore. I guess, yeah. Oh yeah, this is the command. Okay, so we don't really need the Cisco event, just the exit CVE. Now we can do the checking if it's right. No. Wondering why it's not good. Alright, we have forgotten. Oh yeah, because it was the different case, so it's fine. So yeah, something like this, which is really looking harder than it should. But yeah, I like stuff like that. And it should not be that bad if you run this for very limited amount of time, for example 5 minutes, right? Should be fine. So yeah, let me show you the logic. let's delete this. I'll actually show you. So we went from this to something like this, but we wanted to extract more information from the logs we have been provided. I really wanted to extract the user, because then Azure Sentinel can correlate different events to the user, which is a really nice feature. So yeah, it's not being not that bad for the 5 minutes. Let's check the 30 days. I do not have that much data here, so this perhaps would be much more in the environment when you have much more data, right? So I guess we could also tweak it. Yeah, if you have some ideas, guys, then you can let me know and we can do some more stuff to this detection. But this is everything I have for you guys today, so thanks for watching, and yeah, I guess I will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and all of that bullshit. Hopefully you will learn something from it, and I will learn something from it. So yeah, see you.